live. And happy Women's History Month. The whole month. I figure I do at least I can do is another video, maybe another one each, maybe one each week to celebrate. And like I said before, if we had 1,000 tongues, we couldn't thank the women in our life enough. So first, I want to start off again. I'm gonna start by thanking my grandmothers, my mom, um, Elaine, Emily, um, uh, Nisi, the people that I know that are moms, my friends, my family, my cousins, my aunts, um, Mother Dotha Pulliam, V.L. Green, Pebbles, all the women that I know, even the women that have helped me throughout the course of my life. What would I be? Because a lot of times I said, not a lot of times, but I said in my other video that, it takes a village. It takes a village. And, what would we without the teachers that care, even in the church, the churches, I was talking about how when we used to go to church when we were young, even though my mom sent us and she didn't attend, people that were there that knew her, the women that were there that knew her, and even the men too, but I'm talking about speaking of women right now. And the women that knew her would and even the ones that didn't, that they didn't really know, but they knew that we had been active in church, they were getting our butts. Whether it was like, how they grab you by your arm and pinch you real hard. They twist your foot, they twist your arm real tight and tell you to sit your butt down. Like bring the napkin, bring your napkin, chewing some gum, eat some candy, bring a napkin, tell you to spit the candy out in the napkin. So anyway, but nowadays you try that nowadays you might be in some trouble. But that's neither here nor there. Another topic for another day. But I said that to say, where would we be? Where would we be without women in our life, in our churches, in our homes? The impact they make, the sacrifices they make, day in and day out. So salute to all the moms. We appreciate you. We love you. So let me get to the list that I have. Got a little list. I'm gonna hold you long. Got a little list here, and got a little list here, and I'm gonna share the list of some of the women that I wrote down. These are some names. If you in history, probably you know some of the names I'm talking about. You might know some of these names. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. But I figured it was important. It is important. I figured it is important for us to appreciate and give thanks to the women in our lives and the women that part of history that have done things significantly to impact our history and to make changes in our culture and the way we do things. So first on the list is some of you may know a story. They did a movie about her on what's it, I don't know if Netflix or what, but anyway, Queen Latifah paid her. Was it Queen Latifah? But anyway, Madam C.J. Walker. So some of you may know her. She's a millionaire. She invented some hat grease, and she not only did she invent something, but she made sure she hired thousands of sales reps, women, to help sell her product. So first on this is Madam C.J. Walker. Then we got Katherine Johnson. Katherine Johnson worked for. They made a movie about her too as well. She was a NASA mathematician. So Katherine Johnson, and she helped send astronaut to space. Look, I got some more here too. Let me see. Septima Pouncil Clark. She's the mother of the civil rights movement. So shouts out to her. Marva Collins. Marva Collins helped struggling students become top academic performers in the city of Chicago. And we got one right here in my home state, right here, Mary McLeod Bethune. And this one right here is personal to me because this is the first time I've actually been to Benedict College, not Benedict College, but Bethune College. I actually been to Bethune College, and when I went there, maybe want to go to college, but I never went. I went for a spell. But anyway, I went with my sister, and being on the college campus, seeing the college campus made me actually want to think about going to school. I actually thought about it then, about going to college, but it was because of her and Mary McLeod Bethune. So she spent her life, devoted her life to education. And the best thing you can do for a child is to impact them through education, change life around. Learning is important, because whatever you may learn, whatever you're learning, it's important, because without learning something new, without doing something new, you can't grow. You can't achieve the things you want to achieve. So learning is very important. So anyway, um, Janice Bryant Howroyd. She is she's the first African American to become a billionaire. And I have to read more about her, because I like that. I like that story, that storyline. And I want to know. I didn't dig deep to see what kind of product she stole, but it's great. It's great. And this right here, his home. This is actually right here in a city that I'm from, in South Florida. Frances Jane Bryant. God bless you as well. God bless you as well. Yeah, Frances Jane Bryant. Frances Jane Bright. She is the first African American teacher here in the city my mom grew up in, the city my mom was born in. She's the first African American teacher to help students, like students from, I don't know if you're familiar with Florida, but but anyway, it's Belgrade, Florida. Some people from Belgrade. Belgrade is like from Delray to Cedar Delray Beach, Florida, to Belgrade is about an hour, maybe hours and change. And so the students used to come, and they didn't have anywhere to stay. So Miss Bright, she would let the students stay. She got a home, and she let the students stay with her, and she educated them at the same time. So they got an education, and they got somewhere to stay. And so I thought that was powerful to see that and to read that about her. So the impact is the history is full of women. The Bible, whether you believe in the Bible or not, but history is full of women that are impacted our culture, our society. The way young men receive things, young men do things. So we have to get salute and give thanks and honor to, especially I say my grandmother, my mom, my aunts. Thank God for them. So what would we be? What would we be without the women that have sacrificed and stood in the gaps? Even I reading about I said I was gonna put Rosa Parks on the list, but I didn't put her on the list. Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, women that throughout history have made an impact on Oprah Winfrey. So the list can go on and on. Like I said, I'm gonna do another one. I'm doing another because it's all month, the whole month of March. So I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna come back on here. I'm gonna come back on here and do another one and share some with somebody text me, but share some more about the impact. And I bet you I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper next time. But I just wanted to come on do a real quick one because it was on my heart, it was on my mind to do. And I'll share a little bit about that because we talked about that. The pastor talked about that Sunday at church, and I want to continue to reiterate that because I know Mother's Day don't have to be necessary in a certain month. We can give honor. We can give honor. We can give praise to people we care about, the people we love. Tell them we love them. Tell them we cherish them, and give them their flowers while they can smell them. We don't gotta wait till they're gone. Even the ones that are already passed and gone, we still can celebrate them now, even though they're gone. But most importantly, the ones that are here, celebrate them, appreciate them, and give them their flowers while they can smell them. Also, like I said, all the mothers that I know, cousins, friends, family members, all that I know, that, like I say, sacrifices don't go don't go. Even though we may not say we thank you, we appreciate you, we do. So we do. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. Like I say all the time, tell somebody you love them because you never know where you're gonna go. You never know where they're gonna go. Kiss the ones you love. You never know you can kiss them again. And also a kind word, a kind gesture. I say that all the time, can go a long way. And you never know what you say and what you do. It don't gotta be that big. It can be small. And I'm not talking about it can be this small. I'm talking about people in your family. I'm talking about people outside your family, outside your circle. Somebody that you don't know. A kind word, a kind gesture can go a long way. So say something kind, do something kind to somebody. And you never know how that can impact them and change the course of their life forever. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. Like I said, the women of history, the women in our lives, tell them thank you and give them their flowers. If they're still here, even if they're not, tell a story about some of them, And I remember, I'm gonna share this one story. I'm gonna get off. My grandmother, right? My grandmother, I called her one evening, and I would call her and talk to her, chit chat what's up, when I hadn't talked to her in a minute. So I called her one night, right? And so I said, I said, Grandma, she asked me was I married. I said I hadn't been married at the time. I haven't been married yet. And she said, I said, well, I said, Grandma, well, it's hard to find. It's hard to find. I told her it's hard to find a woman like you. I say, you can't, nowadays. I said, well, that then. I said, nowadays, I you can't find a woman like you, Grandma. She said, well, what type of man are you? You say, what type of man are you? You say, if you want to find a certain type of woman, what type of man are you? Are you attracted to that type of woman? So it pretty much put me in my place and told me, hey, how can you want something or ask for something when you're not living up to the code that you want? So sometimes, it's good to have people be honest and be straight up and give you what you need to hear when you need to hear it, and don't sugarcoat nothing for you. And that's what I love about people in not only my grandma, but people in my circle women in my circle that also not willing to be honest and truthful and tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. And that's what we need more of that. So anyway, shouts out to all the moms, shouts out to all the women that I talked about today in this live. The main one hits home for me is, like I said, Francis Jane Bright, South Florida, right here in the city my mom grew up in. Took students in. Not only did she educate them, she gave them a place to stay. So shouts out to Francis Jane Bright, South Florida native, right here in my mom's backyard. So right here in my mom's hometown where she was born and raised. So my son, where I was born to, well, not born, where I was raised too. So anyway, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed, and I'll be seeing you. I'm out. Peace.